Tell me the story. I need to hear this.
Oh, well, there's multiple stories, let me tell you.
Okay.
It's a tremendous journey that we've been on as a family. I'm the older brother out of the two. And so my mom always advocated for my younger brother since day one. Mm-hmm. And she knew that no matter what he wanted to do, she was going to make it happen for him. At one point, he walked in after we finally were able to get him settled and graduating Palmetto High School.
Okay.
And I was comfortable enough to finally say, okay, now I can go. I'm going to go to college as well. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not going to stay in Miami. I'm going to go to Orlando. And my brother just walked in and said, am I enrolled at Miami-Dade? Am I enrolled anywhere? And my mom was like, are you kidding me? I just got you through the first 16, 17 years of your life and you want to go, what? And he just nonchalantly walked up to her and said, go do whatever it is that you do, but I'm going to college.
What a beautiful thing.
And so my mom just hit the ground running. She traveled everywhere. She has a master's in special education. She went back to school to get it.
Oh, my goodness. See, that's the definition of a mom.
Yes.
That is the definition of a mom.
She had a bachelor's in nursing in chemistry and was actually a nurse, was an RN, still is an RN to this day. And when she started to discover all the things that he needed, she went back to school, went to UM, got a master's in special education. And she's been advocating for him his whole life.
And I think that's so important to know.
Jumped on
I love
the bandwagon.
It's a family. It's a family.
It takes
really
all
is.
of us. My dad, myself, my cousins, uncles, aunts, friends of his, all of us. It took all of us to really just get him to that next level, because you mentioned the greatest fear. Mm-hmm. That is that they're not going to be here forever.
Exactly. And what's going to happen next?
Are not going to be here forever. What's going to happen next? So we made sure that my brother Alex was going to be as independent as possible. And anything we could do for him, we could do for others.
I love that.
And so that grew into this 120 plus young adults that are working from Brightline to Pinecrest Bakery to Baptist Hospital, all the way to TD Bank with my friend Manny here.
With Manny, finale. I'm never going to get it right.
Don't worry.
So, Manny, what do you do at TD Bank? Do you enjoy it? Give me a little information on your job.
Well, I got hired back in March of 2023, so it's going to be a year and a half, almost exactly. And I worked, what they call is a lobby leader, which means I direct traffic when customers walk in through the door. If they need to close an account, I send them over to the teller or the platformer, depending on what they need. So I basically allocate customers' needs to the best place possible. Like if they want to open an account, open up a credit of deposit, they go over here. Or if they want to replace a debit card or simply just make a deposit or withdrawal, I send them over there. So basically, that's been my job for the better part of, give or take, year and a half. Okay. But we're starting to get into the teller side of things. So I'm working behind the desk a little more.
Oh, I'm scared of that part. I'd mess everything up.
It is a little nerve-wracking, but once you get the hang of things and how to approach certain situations, the nerves start to
ease, because you know what you're doing. You're more trained with it. I like that. Yeah. I like your position too, because I know as soon as I walk in a bank, even though I feel like I know what I'm here for, I look around, I'm like, I don't know where to go. You're like, wait, do I go there? Do I go to the office? And then somebody's like, okay, just write your name down here.
You're dealing with your money. You're kind of like, wait a minute, what do I want to be here? Do I need to be here? What's going on?
Exactly.
So
how did, I know you were telling me how your mother was your brother was the inspiration behind the Moya Foundation, and your mother just kicked off by trying to be an advocate for her son, and it turned into this. And I think it's very important when you say advocate for her son, because I think a lot of families in this situation are so lost. They don't know where to go, what to do, how to maneuver this. You really have to be you have to become a student of what it is. And the fact that your mom actually went back to school, it explains it, because my my nephew has autism. And I know when she first found out about it, she was so confused. We didn't know what doctor to go, and you get different information and you Google. And I'm like, you know what? You need to study. You need to go to every organization, go to every doctor, and you kind of become a little expert. So whenever you have organizations like this to be able to help guide you to the next step in life, because the kids get older, then high school, then college, then real life, and I'm proud of my sister, because my nephew just graduated last year, and she has him set up. Okay, he's going to work for this amount of time, put that money into this, get himself a little place, down payment on his own home. He can live at home still if he wants to, but he's going to have a property here. But sometimes it takes a lot to get to that level. And this organization helps, guide you, helps get you to the next level. And to be, the goal is to be independent.
And it's really about that long-term employment.
Yes,
and that's always the biggest key. Our focus has always been employment. There are amazing programs through the school systems, and you have to cater it uniquely to your son or daughter.
Correct.
Okay? Do not be afraid to move your kid from one school to the next, to the next, to the next, because you don't know what's going to fit their needs the most.
And everybody is so unique.
And every single situation, every single one of our young adults is unique, which is why we take the time to find them a career. It's not about just placing them anywhere.
That.
We want to see what their dreams are. We want to understand what their unique skill set is. What do we believe is the best suited spot for them? And then we go out and try to find employer partners. And that is easily one of the hardest things to do.
Absolutely.
100% is finding employer partners. Because you're not just finding a random company that's willing to open the door. You're going to that company and you're saying, you are our client first. What do you need at your company?
And then match it with...
And then match it with a young adult whose unique skill set fits their needs.
That is a job.
And it creates that long-term employment that we're desperately trying to find. Because these young adults, a lot of them can go and get a job themselves. But then what happens 3 months down the line when they're dealing with some sort of struggle?
Correct.
They're automatically let go.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but every mistake they make is amplified to the extreme for some reason. And they just say, well, you know what? We're not dealing with this. Well, if you go through our process, you have the Moya Foundation as your HR team.
Correct.
We come in and we'll do an entire disability and sensitivity training for the entire staff. So let's say you hire somebody right here in the studio, to help clean all the different studios, set up the mics, make sure everything's working. We will come in and do an entire training for the entire staff. So they can get the tips, the techniques, and the tools to work with this uniquely abled individual.
Got it. So what exactly defines a unique ability? Because we're talking about how everybody is so unique.
So for our demo, the young adults that we serve, a unique ability is a developmental disability, intellectual disability, cerebral palsy, autism, even all the way to TBI, traumatic brain injury. Traumatic brain injury and developmental disabilities tend to carry some of the same characteristics in life. So because similar to my younger brother, there was never a one specific diagnosis, and there rarely is.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I've seen it so much where you kind of almost want, okay, this is what it is, but it's either a mixture of different things,
or it's
so unique you can't pinpoint it, and that kind of makes it hard to be able to specifically help that individual because everything is kind of like in the box and in the category.
Yeah, and we want to break those boxes.
Yeah.
We're done with those boxes. None of these guys think inside the box anyways. They all think outside the box. So we got to start approaching how we serve them outside the box as well.
Absolutely.
So we want to make sure that we do that. And so we serve unique abilities, and it hits all of those different disabilities throughout. And you're talking from high to low on the spectrum, you name it. If you're willing to work, and you're going to put in the work, and you're going to go to our pre-employment training, you're going to access all of the services that we have, then we will find you a job.
So how is it that you approach, or I guess get all these companies on board to work with you?
That is
not easy, huh?
Is not easy.
I know.
It is a tremendous challenge, but we're very lucky with all the companies that have jumped on board. They see once we really get to them, it's really just word of mouth. It's been word of mouth from the get-go.
I love that.
We started with a lot of construction companies. My dad is a civil engineer.
Okay.
And so we started with some companies that we knew, and then we started branching out little by little to Pinecrest Bakeries, to TD Bank, to a dog salon.
A dog.
I mean, we try to find anything we possibly can. And it really just takes a lot of networking, a lot of word of mouth, and I get out into the community as much as I possibly can to showcase the benefit.
What would you say are the biggest obstacles with the employment program?
So there are two large obstacles with the employment program. That is finding more employer partners. We have about 40 on the waiting list that have gone through our pre-employment training and that are ready to work.
Okay.
But like I said, we want to find them a career.
Correct.
So finding something that
It's
matches,
like a match. Yeah.
it makes it a little bit harder, right?
Gotcha.
So that's always the biggest challenge. So we're always looking for employer partners.
Are there specific lanes or industries that are easier, better, or does it really matter?
It does not matter because we're talking about a customized employment model.
Gotcha.
That you tell me I have a job at this office suite. Awesome. I have 10 out of those 40 that are suited for office suite jobs.
Gotcha.
You say, what about outside at like a car wash? Great. We got 5 that are suited for that particular job.
Gotcha.
We just partnered, just as an example, with L Car Wash this last year.
Yes.
We have 6 at 6 different L Car Washes. And then MasTech, which I mentioned earlier, which are office, IT, legal, and accounting.
Oh, okay.
So, or we could go all the way to Doral and talk about Summit Aerospace, which is putting back airplane parts.
Okay.
So the variety of fields, it varies based on the unique individual and their skill set. So finding employer partners for it is definitely one of the biggest challenges.
Okay. And how do you prepare these young adults for the job as they're going into it? And how do you support them throughout their career?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do a pre-employment training.
Okay.
They go through first vocational rehab. Vocational rehab is a government service where they then say, we would like Moya to be our employment provider.
Okay.
They get an assessment through vocational rehab. Then after that, they come to us and they'll do pre-employment training. Well, we'll do resume building, skill-based building, interview skills, mock interviews, you name it. Then they can join all of our classes. We have classes Monday through Friday.
This is a big deal. This is amazing. As I hear you speak, I'm wow.
It's a lot of things that are put into place because those extended services really help.
Yeah.
They help everything around it. Manny's working over at TD Bank, and he attends the financial literacy class all the time, and that helps him with his job.
Yeah.
Right? So we put together all those classes. They start attending all those things, and that really develops a skill set that is well-rounded.
Correct.
And if you need any kind of help, if you need to talk it out, talk to our mental health counselor on staff. You can have a one-on-one session with her, and you can talk about the anxieties, the nerves of taking on a new job or taking on a new task. The average person
deals with that.
We all deal with that, right? Usually, we're talking our partner's ear off instead, right? Yeah. So in this case, we give it to our mental health counselor, and that way they can talk her ear off, really.
So do you find that there's support needed throughout their career, or do they get more comfortable and they become more independent? How does that work on their end?
So the way it works on their end is they get a job coach. And that job coach is there for the first 3 weeks.
Okay.
Every single day, 20 hours a week. And it lays down the tremendous foundation and groundwork. We level the playing field. We make sure that not just the young adults are supported, but his or her coworkers are supported. So they feel that support as well. Then we start to taper back little by little to create that independence.
Correct.
But we never really go away. Mm-hmm. Even the young adults that have been working for 5 to 6+ years at the same company, which by October we'll have 20 of them that have done that.
What a blessing.
We'll do virtual check-ins, we'll FaceTime, we'll send an email to the young adult, to the supervisor, how's everything going, anything we need to work on, and then go from there. And if they say, everything's going great, but we gave a new task and we feel like it's not going as well as we thought, maybe they need some accommodations, maybe they need something. Our job coach comes flying back in and we'll be there the whole week, really making sure that everything is in place.
That's amazing. That really is amazing. I'm speaking to Jorge de Moya from the De Moya Foundation, a beautiful organization that pretty much finds young adults with unique abilities jobs. And I'm talking like autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, Fragile X, any intellectual disability. And the stories that I'm hearing right now are absolutely amazing. And you guys do, as we know in this world, everything costs because everything, there's a need to be able to fund everything. Mm-hmm. And funding is very important because if there's no funding, then you're not able to create the magic you're creating within our community, within our young adults with unique abilities. So tell me about this awesome event that you guys have going on so you're able to support these guys.
Absolutely. So our big annual fundraiser, we do 2 fundraising events a year. Mm-hmm. And October 5th, we will have our Gathering of the Hearts Gala.
Okay.
And it is just a phenomenal event. It's over at the Doral National Hotel.
Nice.
It's right in the middle between. So if you're in Broward, if you're in the north, you can come down. Yeah. If you're in the south, easy drive up. Right. There's good golf there if you want to stick around and play some golf. And we have an amazing event, and we're so lucky because Mr. DJ Zog's going to be DJing
DJ
this year.
Zog, do I know that guy? Do I know him? I mean, I don't know if I know DJ Zog.
He runs around here, I see.
Yeah, so you know that the party is going to be, as he would say, lit. The party's going to be lit because DJ Zog is going to rock it.
Yeah, and we also will have all kinds of things from a line dancing show to a Western hat wall where you can... Inspired by the suits and boots and also my brother, who's a
because
huge
he's a country
guy.
fan, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I've ever not caught him at a country concert, I swear.
Oh, my gosh. That's awesome. It's awesome when somebody just loves something, has a passion for something.
He is the biggest fan.
Okay.
Right? And one of the biggest country guys that you'll ever meet.
There we go.
And he does all these things independently. It's nuts. He goes lobstering. He goes to the country concerts. He goes to UM. He went up to UF this past weekend.
Okay.
With a group of people.
Uh-huh.
He's absolutely amazing because there's nothing he can't do.
And you know what? As I stated earlier in our conversation when we first started, is that sometimes the way these young adults lead life with their jobs being passionate, being committed, being respectful, polite. It's like we need to learn, their unique abilities are something that the average person can gain from and learn from and be inspired by.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's a benefit to the company.
Yes. Yes.
Imagine you're at defense counsel, you're at a law office, very tight knit kind of group. But when 3 o'clock rolls around and that young adult comes around with the cafecito time,
I love it.
All of a sudden, all these defense lawyers ease up a little bit, and they get all of a clear head, and they get back to work, and it's a beautiful thing. They love it for that. Mm-hmm. Not only does he do good work over there, but they say every
positive
day
energy.
The positive environment that he brings to a stressful job,
Yeah.
right, is something
Priceless.
that is priceless.
Exactly. So it's going to be October 5th.
Yes.
As we said, DJ Zog's gonna rock the party. And I believe hosting is gonna be Ron McGill, right?
Yeah,
From Zoo
Ron
Miami.
McGill from Zoo Miami is going to be
Love
our
him.
MC. Funny guy, huge supporter.
Yes.
You know, and he's just been absolutely phenomenal. He loves what we do. He loves all these young adults, and they all love him because there's nothing better than going over to the zoo.
Yeah.
You know, so
Love him, known him for years. And you guys are going to have some line dancing, amazing music. You guys are going to have an auction, right? You said?
yes, we're gonna have a live auction, silent auction, and there's still tables available. There's
Yes.
still sponsorships available. You know, you can get a photo booth sponsor. You can do the line dancing sponsor. There's tables available, and that is the funding that we need, so that way we can continue to hire more job coaches. Because one job coach can serve about 15 young adults. And I mentioned earlier, we have 40 on the wait list. So right off the bat, we need to hire like 2 more employment specialists.
Yeah.
You know, so that kind of funding, anything that you can give to the Moya Foundation is huge help.
How can people get a table or get information or just seek you all out?
So not only can you find us on all of our social media handles at Moya Foundation,
Okay.
but also on our website, www.demoyafoundation.com. You can see everything there. You can sign up for a table at the gala, or you can even just make a donation. Whatever works is more than helpful.
And it's Demoya, the Demoya Foundation, DEMOYA Foundation. And as you said, on all the social medias, and your website is just like that, thedemoyafoundation.com, right?
Yes.
Or .org?
.com.
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 Yep.
So thedemoyafoundation.com. We've been talking here about this amazing organization, and once again, they are providing young adults with unique abilities, jobs. I feel like I'm a part of you guys.
You're in it now.
I'm in it now.
She's
I'm
a
a part of the
it.
clique now. You all have employees that have been working for like almost 6 years, you said?
Yes.
That's just incredible. And this is all inspired by your brother and your mom went full on board, getting educated, getting a master's to find out how she can help her son. And now she's helping other young adults. And it really is a beautiful story. And it's an amazing organization. And I pray that you guys continue to become bigger and better, because we all benefit as community members, as neighbors, we do this thing called life together, and it's really important because we want to get these young adults to be independent for themselves and for the family members and for our community. We all benefit.
Yes.
We all benefit. Again, give us the website, because we need people to get through, donate, get tables, be a part of this, because you guys are doing amazing in the community.
Thank you so much. So yes, www.demoyafoundation.com. Find all of our information there. Sign up to be part of the gala. Donate a silent auction. Buy a table.
There we go.
Whatever it is that you can do, we're more than happy to. And when you're marketing with a nonprofit like us, let me tell you, that's the best marketing dollars you could spend.
Hello. Absolutely.
You get a really cool table. We do everything we can to highlight our sponsors and our employer partners to the max, because without them opening the doors, there's no shot.
Absolutely.
So we make sure that we're highlighting them. And let's be honest, you say it all the time. You see a company that supports an organization like this, where are you going to go? You're going to go to this company.
Absolutely.
You're going to support them any way you can, even if it's, I'm going to get my cafecito from Pinecrest Bakery now. Because they got 8 of them in the 20-something stores that they have.
Wow.
So why not?
Why not?
So it's one of those kinds of situations. If you're going to go open up a checking account, we know who to see. You go see
Manny at TD Bank. Which location do you work at, Manny?
I work at the branch at North Kendall Drive, just past what used to be the strawberry fields, like way back in the day, like in the mid '80s. You're gonna drive down, like if you keep driving down Kendall. It's at 11480 Kendall Drive, come see me. I'll hook you up.
Oh, Manny will hook you up. Okay, Manny, you can't be shy, though, when people go in asking for a selfie with you, because now you're Power 96 famous. You're Odyssey famous. All the stations at Odyssey have you on right now. So, Manny at the North Kendall TD Bank location at the front, right?
That's me.
There you go. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Any last words, Jorge?
The last thing I'd love to say is, first off, thank you to everybody listening. Thank you to all the parents that put their faith in us. We know that it's easily one of the hardest things that they do, and probably one of the biggest obstacles, but let me be assured we've done this journey as well as a family. And so when you're trusting us with your son or your daughter, and you see these stories like Manny, like my brother, their young adult is going to be taken care of, and they're going to be as independent as possible. We just got to let go a little bit and let them show
that's
the way.
such a scary word, let go, as a parent. But you know what?
As a parent, it is.
You have
100%.
to. You sound like my husband right now. You got to let go.
It's all good. I'm the older brother. I'm a husband. I say the same things, right? So it's very, very similar. But let me tell you, it's an honor to be here. We're, Miami born and bred. So
Hey,
listening to Power
305 till I
96.
die.
Oh, are you kidding me? All day, every single day, we have that up. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Absolutely.
To talk to all the listeners, and we appreciate it.
You're welcome. You guys go check them out. An amazing organization, the Moya Foundation. Evie Unleashed hanging out with you. Thank you so much. Power to the people. Until next Sunday.
You're listening